well. I mean, mold is not good. Like you can see this hair is sticking out everywhere. Grüß euch and welcome back to my channel. I'm Tabea and I want to shine a light on controversial topics, but also my daily life from a Christian point of view. And I want you to know you are important. Your story matters. Your opinion is valuable and your voice is worthy to be heard. Today I want to talk about my hair. As you can see, I have dreadlocks. And over the last 2 years, I've gotten many questions about them. And today in this video, I want to answer the most common ones. Maybe you've clicked on this video because you're just curious, or maybe you think about getting dreadlocks yourself. And I hope my answers will help you anyway. And please don't get me wrong, there are no right or wrong answers to those questions, because I mean, your hair could be completely different and your experience could be completely different. So let's start with the first question. Why did I get dreadlocks? Or we in German call it dreads. With this question, some people even implied that this hairstyle is only for black people. I disagree. Once somebody even called me the N-word. Like, I don't even want to say it because I think it sounds so bad. It's just a no-go. Like, how can you call someone that? I don't get it. I don't really get it. So I have to admit that the main reason I wanted dreadlocks is because I don't really like combing. And in my opinion, I have difficult hair because it's curly, it's thick, and I have a lot of hair. Like, I mean a lot. And it's just difficult. At one point it got so bad that I had so many knots. I just needed to do something, like I had to cut it or do something like this because it was bad, believe me. And yeah, the second reason, I guess, is that my mom had dreads herself a few years ago. Everybody said it really suited her, so I wanted to try it too. I mean, I have the coolest mom ever, but I wanted to wait for like a different timing. I wanted to do my own thing a little bit. That's why I waited until after my wedding. The third reason sounds maybe a little stupid, but I just wanted to prove that you can't put anybody into a box. Like, let's be honest, if you think about people with dreadlocks, those stereotypes of people who smoke or wear funny clothes come to your mind. And I'm just not like that person. I don't smoke, I'm really conservative, and well, sometimes I wear those funny funny colorful clothes, but I just wanted to prove that no, you can't put me in a box because I have dreadlocks. And with that, I also wanted to show that Christians can be cool too, you know. I don't know, there are so many different kinds of people and so many different kinds of Christians. I know that some Christians say that a woman should, well, cover her hair or not do something crazy with it. I mean, how you interpret the Bible is not easy, and I know that there are some Bible verses that say a woman should cover her head while she prays. In my opinion, those Bible verses were relevant for the culture back then and not for us today. But that's just my opinion. And I know this is a controversial topic, and I know that you should not take Bible verses out of context, and you should always look at why it was written and to whom it was written. But I don't want to dive any deeper into this topic. Let's just say, please, if you want to cover your hair, that's perfectly fine. I mean, in Ghana, they cover their hair. I mean, Christians, not Muslims. And I think it's fine. I mean, go ahead. But don't judge me if I don't do it. You know? I think we should focus on Jesus, focus on the important stuff, and not such thing as hair. Yeah. But back to the topic. The second question is this my real hair? Yes, this is all my real hair. As you can see, I've added some pink to it. I hope you can see it. And this is wool, but I will come back to that later. How did you get them? Well, let me just say it was difficult. I know there are like normal hairdressers who can do this, but it's really expensive, and I wanted to save money, which was a bad idea in the end. But anyway, the best option is if a friend can do it for you. You just take a crochet needle, and if somebody knows what they're doing, it's fine. But I know nobody who could do that or would have been willing to do it, so I needed a hairdresser. And in the end, it was a really spontaneous decision to do it. I just googled hairdresser plus dreads in my area and a Ghanaian hairdresser popped up. You know, I love Ghana, but this experience was not nice. But again, if you watch my last video, it has nothing, absolutely nothing to do with her country or her culture. Let's just say the experience was bad, because normally it takes about, I don't know, more than 20 hours to do dreads like this because I have so much hair. It took her only 6 to 7 hours. And she didn't do it with a crochet needle, which you normally use, but she did like this and combed my hair like this. And the result wasn't nice. The result really wasn't nice at all, because now I have those, you see those tiny loops? And those loops, let me tell you, were big. Like, I mean big. And I was really sad actually, because it was painful. It was also very painful. I cried the whole time, and I needed to come back a second day, and I wanted to quit. Like, I told Sebastian, my husband, please come with me because I can't do it. And he was like, he went with me and he held my hand, and it was bad. Like, I swore to myself I would never get dreads again because it was so painful. So it was painful, and in the end it was expensive, more expensive than I thought it would be, and it didn't look nice. So the whole experience was not that good. But my mom, she saved me, because she had this genius idea of using this. So you use this kind of needle to felt wool. I don't know if you know it, but it's like, yeah, those needles are very sharp. I don't know if you can see it. And she just picked my hair, put it under like this thing, and did like this all the way, and all of them. But it only took, I don't know, 2 to 3 hours. which was really nice, and it wasn't painful, and it worked. Like, this was the result, and I think she did a really good job. So thank you, Mama. Next question. Is it difficult to care for dreadlocks? Well, as I said, the main reason I wanted to get dreadlocks was because I thought it's easy. Well, it's easy, but it takes a lot of time. And I wanted to save time and be smart, but in the end, it wasn't smart at all. Because what happened is that I try to show you. Okay, this isn't working. Like, how can I explain it? My hair grows a lot, and I wasn't fast enough to like do the beginnings. So all the dreads after the first 2 months were like close together. You couldn't separate them anymore. I just had one big dread. I don't know how to explain it properly, but what Sebastian did is to save them again, is to cut them. Like, cut those beginnings. And, well, the result is it worked, but now I have this hair standing up if I don't cut it again the whole time, like hair just everywhere. It's bad. And I tried to save it again with an unusual method, I guess. What I do, how can I show you properly? I take one dread and then I pull it through a hole. Like this. And then several times I pull it through. So 2 dreads don't grow together, but they are separated like that. And this method worked for the last 1.5 years, I guess. Yeah, and this method has some advantages, like it's not painful, it doesn't take a lot of time, and I can do it by myself. But the big disadvantage of this is that it doesn't really look nice. So my advice would be to don't save any money when you go to the hairdresser and go to a hairdresser for the beginnings, or have a friend do it, someone who like can do it with a crochet needle, because I've never used a crochet needle because it takes a lot of time and it's also a little bit painful. But that's my advice. Like, cutting it like I did was not a good idea. Next question. How do you wash your hair? Well, this was the most common question I got, and it's funny because I always answered like normal, like I would normally do. Well, not completely normal, because as I mentioned in my first video, I don't wash my hair with shampoo. So what I do is I just let a lot of water run down, and it takes a lot of time because those dreads don't get wet easily. Think of wool, like it doesn't really get wet. And spoiler alert, you can't wash those dreads on the inside because they're like really close together, and that's why dirt, old, like that skin, I don't know, a lot of things are inside of them. And many people think that's gross. Well, what can I say? Some people even say that dreadlocks can mold on the inside because of that. I think that's the case when you have them a longer period of time, like at least 5-10 years. But I could be wrong. I don't know. I mean, mold is not good. I can deal with dead skin and dirt, but mold. But because you can't really wash them on the inside, that's the reason why they smell a little bit. I don't really smell it, and my husband doesn't care, so I'm fine. What my husband doesn't like is that they are not soft, like they're uncomfortable. And in my opinion, this is the biggest downside of having dreads. Like, they're really scratching your skin, and I don't like to have them on my skin. So how do I style my hair? Well, normally I have them never like this. Normally what I do, because they fall into my face, which I don't like. So what I normally do is take those first ones and tie them just into a tiny knot. I don't know if you can see that. And then, like, I just try to fix it, and that's it. That was my hairstyle for the last 2 years. But sometimes I didn't, like, it was too hot. So I tried to put them up, and that's what I did, like this. I put all of them together. I mean, you could just do it like this. But what I did is to do like a big bun, I guess, like this. And normal scrunchies or anything like that won't fit. So I have this piece of cloth and I tie it all the way around it. Yeah, and then you have those like little ends, you just stick them inside or like up, and then you have to fix it a little. Sometimes I do it and it's perfect, and other times it isn't, but anyway, that's what I did. Yeah. Last question. How can you get rid of them? Well, some say you can save your hair, which is in my opinion not a really good option, because first of all, it's painful. It takes a lot of time and it's not really worth the effort in my opinion, because your hair suffered a lot from this. And if you try to undo it, they will have split ends. I think it's not worth the effort. I would recommend to cut it, like to cut them completely, and that's what I think most men do. I mean, that's easy for them, but for women, like, I really had to think about it, that I need to cut them in the end, and I was fine with it because I wanted to try a short hairstyle. And again, my mom shaved her head completely, like she went bald. I don't know how to say that. Anyway, you get the idea. My mom is cool, and I imitate her. That's the theme of the whole video. My mom does something with her hair, and I, her only daughter, want to try it also. We are just both very experimental. But actually, I may be planning on cutting them soon. So watch out for that video when I shave my head. Thank you for watching today's video. I would be thrilled if you would subscribe and follow my journey. See you in the next one. Bye!